In 1,000 feet, turn left.
There's the border right there. Yes, you guessed it. PCT. I'm actually doing this. Long time coming, but I'm finally here. And section hike starts now. Other than the terminus, there's no other real markers, so I know Campbell's this way, so let's just head this way. First water source is right behind this sign. It's just a little spigot for public access. That's it. Water's flowing good. Make sure you shut it off. And definitely filter. I would. For us, that's the last water source, and the next one is about 18 miles. Let's see, I've got 6 1-liter smart water bottles and a 2-liter hydro pack. 2 gallons, a gallon a day to last me for the next 2 days. This train track comes out of Goat Canyon. 2 years ago, more or less, me and a bunch of friends went out to the trestles out in Goat Canyon, and it's part of the Carrizo Gorge area. So well known for large trestles, and the one that's most popular a lot of people go to is considered the largest curved wooden trestle in the world. Well, that same train track comes out of there is this one here, going right down and heading west. So far so good. I think we're making really good time, averaging about 2 miles an hour. Looks like we're now leaving this little canyon. Took a little lunch break down there by the chicken farms. At least I think they're chicken farms. And just turning this corner, and we are going to be over to the next canyon. We will see what's around the corner, so I'm really not sure. You just gotta love this stove. It boils so fast. That's the Soto Windmaster, and I wasn't timing it or anything, but this pot, this is a 900 milliliter pot, and that thing came to a rolling boil fast. That's my new titanium Evernew pot, courtesy of John from Flat Cat Gear. I entered a little contest he was doing, and I won, and this was one of the prizes. So first time taking this one out on trail. This is hot chocolate from Norway. Took a trip out there over the summer, brought some of this back with me. Only regret is that I didn't bring cases of it. This stuff is so good. I checked Amazon and they have it, but the Amazon in Norway, and the Amazon in Norway doesn't allow for items to be sent to the United States. So I think I have maybe 4 of these packets left, and that's it. Okay, we're off. This was Camp 1 on this little ridge. And I know the weather report said it was going to be cold, but it was freezing last night. I lost my first aid kit somewhere on the trail, which had my hot hands. So I made a hot water bottle. I had to do that twice throughout the night. get up and rewarm it. So kept me alive, but I think without that it would have been unbearable. It was really cold. But strangely, water bottles that were outside didn't freeze, and my untrustworthy thermometer read 40, 45 degrees throughout the night. There's no way. It was definitely below freezing, 28, 29, 30. So anyways, all packed up, survived the night, and here we go on to day 2. Alright, according to Gut Hooks, we are 8.8 miles in at this pipe gate. That's this one here. It's got a nice view. We're on top of the ridge, and you can look out in almost every direction. That's looking south. That's looking back towards Luna Mountain, and we camped out near that one. We're on the other side of it last night. The road crossing runs here and on that way. Now if you wanted to camp, you could, because there's a lot of flat area, and looks like someone probably had a little fire pit there. We're following the trail this way, just along the side of that ridge. Granite slab, fire ring, and some dirt over here. You could put your tent or put a bivvy or single tent back in there. One here, and one or two over here, depending how conservative you are with space or how friendly you want to be. So looks like a good place to have some lunch. So we have number 1 from the Iron Chef. Anybody watch that show? Chef Morimoto. Miso soup. Add 7 ounces of water, and this pack weighs nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna have some nice miso soup, summer sausage, hummus. Spread that on my pita bread. And I also found these. These are new for me. Party cheese, single packs. These things are delicious. So very tasty and protein-rich lunch here. Back on the trail. I just had one of the best trail lunches I've had in a long time. That Morimoto miso soup, delicious. Highly recommend getting some. Didn't cost that much either. And there's 3 envelopes in the pack. So looks like we got 4 miles till our next camp, and hopefully it's all downhill. It's looking like it. I'm checking out the landscape. We've passed Hauser Mountain. It's warmed up a little bit, but it's been pretty cold all morning and most of the day up until about maybe an hour ago. I think it's 3 o'clock right now, and I guess the wind stopped or slowed down a little bit. That's probably why it feels a little bit warm. But I'll tell you what, I'll take the cold out here over the heat. I figure this is the best time to do this section because I'm not very heat tolerant. So, and 20 miles no water. It's been a lot of water to carry. Looks like I'm right on target though with what I was allowing myself per day. Well, we'll see though when we get to Hauser Creek. That'll be the last section before we're going up the steep climb up into Lake Morena. And that's 5 miles. So by the end of camp tonight, if I can have, I'd say about 2 liters, more or less, to get up to Marina, I'll be happy with that. There's our trail for tomorrow. So Hauser is down in this canyon down below, and then first thing in the morning you can see the zigzags. Very, very steep. Very, very few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big ones to get to the top of that. It's pretty steep. So, something to look forward to for tomorrow morning. Better have a good cup of coffee beforehand. Hauser Creek Road right here, and here's home for tonight. Here's Hauser Creek, runs right next to this camp spot. Bone dry. Night 2 is already looking more promising than night 1. And keep it simple. So samosa, mango chutney, packet gourmet. Real simple since we're running low on water. Only 6 ounces. I can even use less than that, it'll still work out. And I'll wrap that in my pita. This is a whole wheat pita pocket. So I really like better than tortilla. I think cold, the flavor is better. Plus if you split it in 2, you get 2 tortillas, 2 portions. I don't know, it just feels like you get a little more. And I think they do better in the backpack. And then after that, I'm gonna have me a tea. Sadaf cardamom. I love cardamom. It's one of the ingredients in chai tea. If you like chai tea, you'd probably love this. But this is a pure cardamom and black tea blend. So that's going to be delicious with a little bit of honey. Simple, but delicious. Best of all, we are on public land, so we are going to have us a nice warm fire tonight. There it is. So you got your potato mix, the samosa, down here at the bottom, and you got the chutney on top. Warmed up half of a pita bread. Perfect. Some people came through pretty late last night, and that white truck, it's gone. They jumped in that white truck, let it warm up for about 10 minutes, and then took off up the road. Sign says area closed to motor vehicles. So, not sure what that's about. It was pretty cold last night again, but I was saved by 2 hot water bottles this time. And put them in the sock, and I only had to rewarm once. Oh, look. Frozen. Icy on top. So it's not just my imagination. I keep hearing something down here. It might be a deer. Let's see. Oh no. It's just the birds. If you get to this point, Hauser Creek, this is 15 miles from the trailhead. You could take a side trip, 1.6 miles past this gate to a pool, running water, or a pool probably stagnant maybe at this time of year, but they say that there is water. 5 miles to Lake Marina. Hopefully the store's open when we get there. I want to see if they have hot hands. Either hot hands or fuel. So yesterday morning, we actually went back to our lunch spot to see if maybe I had left my first aid kit there. And it wasn't there. No one else had been on the trail with us. We did see 2 hikers come by, but well after we had already gone back. So I'm thinking that I left it in the car. Good thing though is I had not opened my pack any other time. So if it wasn't at the lunch spot, for sure it's back in the car. Really like this spot. Oak trees. This is cream of wheat. Good old cream of wheat. Haven't had this stuff in a long time, but I remember growing up it being one of my favorites. Now this is just a plain box of cream of wheat, and I mixed in here granulated honey for sweetness, and there's also some flax seeds for a little bit of fiber, and then I put powdered milk. So all the herbs that go into a chai tea are in here. So I have powdered cinnamon, powdered a little bit of nutmeg. I like the nutmeg, not everybody does. Powdered cardamom, and also clove. So first time doing this, let's see how that comes out. There it is. This was so easy. So just like you would traditionally do at home, I added the cream of wheat to the boiling water, gave that a stir just for about 2 minutes, and that's all it needed. It is extremely fragrant right now with the chai flavorings in there. This is 1 serving. Dry weight, the cream of wheat, for 1 serving, 3 tablespoons, was only 1.3 ounces, and that included the little baggie that it came with. So this is something that can definitely be considered for the trail. Lightweight, something that reminds you of home, and delicious. Add your own little flavors in there.
Try this new AeroPress. Already got the filter in there. This is fine ground espresso roast.
I'm a match, she kerosene. You know she gon' burn down everything. She an arsonist in her pastime, and I've been burned for the last time. Whoa. I've been burned for the last time. Whoa. I've been burned for the last time. It started out like any other morning. The sky was red, he took it as a warning. She kicked the hive, now the bees are swarming. They play the victim till the crowd starts forming. She got a history of making a scene.
Past these ones here in the foreground, over here the red stuff in the back, that's the Morena Buttes, and I seen them on the map, so I knew we'd be passing by there, except I didn't know you can side trip on a trail. So the green marker over there, right here at the saddle, take that trail up 1.3, get you to the top of those. Look at this old growth manzanita tree, beautiful red bark, light green leaves, and it gets these tiny little apples that you can eat that are rich in vitamin C. They're bitter when they're not ripe, still edible. You can fit probably just 1 to 2. It's marked as a 1-site tent spot, and I'll show you. So we passed the first one coming up, 1, 2, 3. We're here right now. You open that up on gut hooks and it gives you the information. So yesterday, let me just correct myself. I thought that number here, tent site 1, I thought that meant I thought they were counting off on the trail, but it actually means how many tents you could put there. But definitely in a pinch you could squeeze 2 here. So there's our elevation, and looks like there's another 1, 2, 3 before even getting to the town up here. Haven't seen much wildlife really. A lot of birds, but look here, coyote prints. So they walk this trail. Might get lucky to see some tonight. Hear them at least.
She tell a story, she got started like he's the executioner, but she's the queen, and he's the one whose neck is in the
So we just left Marina. We skipped the county park and went straight to the malt shop. Got a delicious chicken wings and a root beer float. David got a malt and a hamburger. Yeah, probably didn't deserve it, this short of a hike, but it was delicious. So they didn't have hot hands, but they had fuel. I'm happy with that. And looks like the trail right here just kind of borders the town. I can still hear the dogs barking back there, and the roosters too. Adorable little town. People working the malt shop, really nice, very helpful. The guy said, if you're still going to be here tomorrow, I'll have some hot hands for you. So he was going to go out and pick some up from wherever, bring them back to the store so that we could purchase them. But we won't be there, obviously. We're heading out, but it's a really nice gesture. Really appreciate that. The lady cooking, rolling out the pizza dough by hand, every pizza. She's just pretty awesome. She was definitely on top of her game, getting those food orders out. And the food, I had the crispiest, plumpiest chicken wings. We're trying to get to Boulder Oaks tonight. We'll see how that goes. If not, brought a little bit extra water so that I can boil some hot water bottles tonight and still have plenty to eat with and drink for tomorrow. It looks like the only water is probably at Boulder Oaks. That's the campground. Marina just filled up. The few creeks in between were dry, according to the water report. That was by Freebird just a little over a month ago, so thank you for that. Weather's changing. The report now is 75% chance of rain tonight and through tomorrow. When I left town a couple days ago, it was 40%. So it's looking more like it's gonna come down pretty good on us. The locals in town were saying there's snow in the forecast too, down to this elevation at Marina. So I'd imagine anywhere further up the trail too.
She needs a drink, so she starts shaking. But a victim till his heart starts breaking. No real tears, 'cause she don't mean it.
Sun's gonna be setting any minute. And you can see the glistening Lake Marina. Okay, so I think we're here. And let's see, we wanted to be here by 6. It's almost 6:20, so I'd say we did pretty good. Got camp set up. Got a fire going. Not much firewood. We didn't find any around camp, and there's no one here to buy any wood from, but that's all the stuff we can gather. Just a little bits, but it's enough. And then I set up my rain poncho on 2 trekking poles, one on each end, and that's acting as a wind block. We had a pretty good lunch, so looks like just some corn chowder to warm the belly. We're just gonna share some corn chowder from Good to Go. I think it's new. I hadn't seen it from them before. Morning, everyone. Day 4 of my trek here on the PCT. Here at Boulder Oaks Campground. Got in last night around 6:20, and not too late, but sunsets at 4:48, so it sure felt late and cold. But survived the night with some hot water bottles, and it's been pretty nice here, quiet, so it feels like we're in the wilderness. The only real noise you can hear is Highway 8 just north of us, which we're going to be crossing here pretty soon. There's a storm coming in, and it's not looking too bad. It's a little foggy, a little sprinkly. Wind maybe about 10 miles per hour right now. They say it's going to get up to 20 miles an hour. So I think because the weather's looking fair, we'll go ahead and take off from here and start heading up towards Sibbets. Okay, Site 19. Now I'm not sure if it's empty because the place is closed. We have not walked out to the main entrance, or just that it's cold and, you know, keeping people indoors. But I chose 19 because it was supposed to rain, and it has a huge oak tree. So we both posted up our tents around the tree for some protection from the rain, and has a nice big bench, and it's close to the bathroom. And the bathrooms are open, which is weird because if a campground's shut down, they usually shut down everything. There's toilet paper in there, and it's at least 10 degrees warmer in there. There's signs on the bathroom doors suggesting that you boil your water, so with that, and if you're a hiker, just go ahead and filter it out. So, and over here you have your parking entrance for PCT. So I didn't know this. This might be useful information for you. When I was thinking about shuttling and leaving cars at certain sections, this is an option here. So light hard gear tent. This is a single with 2 doors, 2 vestibules, and plenty of ceiling space. So wide enough here. It's a diamond shape right there in the middle where you need it. And let's see. So I just put a real lightweight polycryl footprint. And then inside I got this SOL reflective. And then I'm using the X-Therm. This is a Feathered Friends. I know I got a mess in here, sorry. I'm trying to get packed up. And let's see. Stuff all my gear up in the head there, in the diamond area. Works out perfect. I got access to it all night. And then what I did with my backpack last night is I put it inside my pack liner and just left it outside, so it's protected by the vestibule. A little piece of Tyvek for my porch and my sit pad. So we're just crossing under the 8 now. You can see it's a bridge of two different lanes, your eastbound and your one for your westbound. Pretty loud under here. I actually thought we might get some protection from the rain, but it's not that kind of bridge. They're very tall. So minimum protection, we'll just keep moving through. I guess the rain could be worse, and I've definitely been in worse. So if it stays semi-gentle the way it is now, I think it'd be better. So hoping for the best and we don't get a full-on downpour.
I see my redhead, mess bed, tear shed, queen bee must squeeze. The stage smells, tells, hells, bells, misspells, knocks me on my knees. It didn't hurt, flirt, blood, squirt, stuff, shirt like me on a tree. After I
There's Kitchen Creek, and there's water. Looks like all along there's a bunch of pools, even half-mile back. Ocean Creek Road. City. There it is. Really starting to cool down now. But we are almost there. Just want to give a shout out to my buddy Jason. You were supposed to be here, and things happened, but let me tell you, you will be here on the next one. We'll get to enjoy all this.
I see my redhead, mess, red tear shed, cream beam a squeeze. The stage smells, tells, hells, bells, misspells, knocks me on my knees.
Let's talk logistics. So originally, plan was to have some family members drop us off at the terminus and then leave a car at our exit point. That was plan A. Then moved on to plan B. Family's out of town, so a trail angel was so kind to offer a ride. Well, plan B fell through. Not the trail angel, just couldn't get out here early enough for our schedules to work together. And so we ended up with plan C. Plan C, we brought 2 cars down here from our home location. Left one at the Sibbets Flat campground area. I say area because Sibbets campground ended up being closed, so we had to take a dirt road that runs along the back side of it, and that road actually meets up with the PCT, so it worked out for us. And the second car left at the terminus. What we're gonna do is go down and get the other car from the terminus, take one up to Laguna, come back to Sibbets, get back on the trail, and hike out to Laguna. But I don't know right now with the weather. A report last night was there was snow in Laguna, and that's fine, but we're wet, clothes are wet, and cold means a lot colder temps than what we have been having. So I don't know, there's a couple options, a couple of things we could do. Just still trying to work through it and see what the best thing is to do with our time. Home stretch. There's the safety hazard sign, says stay on roads and trails. I am so happy to see my truck in one piece. Looks like nothing's busted out. Thank you, everyone. And it's hailing. It's hailing. Eats the face. Feels like needles. Oh, the tires are intact. So looks good. All right. Well, still not sure what we're doing, but I'm gonna get in and crank the heater up.
It didn't hurt, flirt, blood squirt, stop shirt like me on a tree. After I count down 3 rounds, and hell, I'll be in good company. And hell, I'll be in good company. And hell, I'll be in good company.
Yeah, I always thought the terminus pointed north. This is north. Right? I mean, all the pictures, all the videos, all the years. No. It points west.